All right, guys, welcome to a new episode of 6 Feet Under with Mark Calaway. To start off this episode, we're going to crack open a nice Happy Dad.
Get it kicking right away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's kick back, enjoy a Happy Dad on this episode with our fans. And guys, crack open a Happy Dad yourself and enjoy another episode of 6 Feet Under. First off, I got to call out that we got some new swag on today.
Yeah, Roots of Fight, man.
These guys are awesome.
Yeah, and the stuff's so comfortable. That's their material. It's so soft.
You got
makes me want to touch myself.
What you got on?
I think I got Piper on.
Yeah,
and you got Sheiky Baba.
Sooner or later, everyone pays the Piper.
Yeah.
Oh, Sheik.
This is the coolest merch for wrestling folks.
Yeah. They do a really good job.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, I think, like with CM Punk, Rey Mysterio,
Flair,
Bret Hart,
Andre.
Yeah, they've got them all. And then even in just other sports stuff, I mean, they got Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson.
I've got a really cool shirt that they did that's got Ali and Muhammad Ali together.
It's got Ali and Muhammad Ali together.
What did I say? Elvis.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Elvis.
Yeah, it's got Elvis and Muhammad Ali.
Elvis and hang on. It's Elvis and
you might
Muhammad.
Actually want some of that water or first form. I think you've had maybe too many Happy Dads.
No. Elvis and Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite t-shirts.
I've seen that shirt. And they're like shaking hands or something like that in the picture.
Yeah,
that
it's really cool shirt.
Yeah. So we appreciate Roots of Fight. They sent us out some stuff. Early on of this show, you told this story, but I would love to hear it again for all of our new listeners. Would you mind, since I'm wearing the Sheik shirt, telling the story of you on the road with Iron Sheik?
Oh, man. It seems so long ago.
What year was this? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was early 1990. Okay. I think it was the year that actually I started. It was either late 89, early 90, because I would go on to start with WWE or WWF in 90. So I'm in WCW. Danny has left.
Abandoned you.
He has abandoned ship. So I'm kind of left to, kind of fend for myself. Teddy Long is my manager. So, we weren't none of us were really making a ton of money. So obviously you kind of, you group up and you cut expenses by, renting the Ford Taurus and jamming as many people in it as you can do. And this particular loop, I want to say I'm pretty sure we were in West Virginia, and it was, it's probably January or February.
Freezing cold.
Cold. I mean, bitter cold. And so it's Teddy Long, myself, Sheiky Baby, and Tommy Rich.
Wildfire.
Come on, baby. Anyway, so the four of us are riding together. We get figured out, who's going to put the car in their name, whatnot. We go to the hotel, check into the hotel before we go to the arena, Civic Arena. And we get to the hotel, and we're all there together, and Sheiky hits me up like, Marky Baba, maybe you want to split room? I'm like, oh, okay. I don't. My credit card's maxed out, right? I mean,
yeah, you'll sleep with anybody
at this point. Basically, yeah, you just, you got to cut costs, and so, so we split a room. I think, basically we check in, and I think we maybe went and got something to eat, and then we went to the arena. We work, we come back, and then we all go to the bar, right? And it was really like an awkward time for me anyway because I don't have any money,
Yeah.
right? So like I can't buy drinks, so I don't feel like
You can't buy drinks for yourself at this point.
I can't buy drinks for myself, much less anybody. So I'm kind of, I'm there, but I'm like I'm getting FaceTime. I'm letting the boys know like, hey, I'm one of you guys, but I'm not going to stay long because I can't afford to buy drinks.
Yeah.
And so I hung out for a little bit, drank some Diet Cokes, and then I left, right? Go to the room and, shower or whatever, go to bed. Around, I don't know, maybe 2:30 or so, Sheik comes in and goes to bed. And after, made an incredible amount of noise, but just, comes in talking to me. I was sound asleep. He comes in talking to me.
This is what, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, 2, I'd say 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. Mark, Baba, excellent bar, Baba. It was, I was like, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad I had good. I just want to go back to sleep, So, he finally crawls into bed, and not my bed. There were two beds.
Two beds.
There were two beds.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything. Anyway. So I dozed back off, and then it was like a couple hours later, like I wake up and I'm freezing to death. Again, just like brutally cold. And so I'm like, oh, you first, you're trying to pull the covers up and everything, trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to process how it got so cold in my room. And then I kind of hear this noise, like, whoosh, 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 like somebody's deep breathing, right? And so I finally set up and I look, and I think our room was on the second level or second floor. And he's got the sliding glass door, and there was like a little balcony there. And maybe 4:15, 4:30 in the morning, Sheik's out there doing Hindu squats not in his tight, his under tights, right? And he's out there and he's doing Hindu squats.
No shirt on.
No shirt, just that. And there's steam coming off of his body. Right?
That head is just...
Yeah, everything is just steam coming off of it. And then I'm like, Shiggy, what are you doing? He's like, Mark, cold air, baby. Excellent for your lungs. Beautiful. Hoof. And he starts doing more, right? I'm like, Shig, can you close the door? Like, I'm freezing in here. Okay, baby. I'm almost done here. Okay. But so he ends up eventually closes the door. Or I might even got up and closed the door, like closed the thing on him, and he's done it. So I'll get back in bed, mess with the thermostat, right? Warm the room up a little bit, fall back asleep again. And now the next thing I hear is the shower running, right? Now the shower's running. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. He's been out working out. He's going to shower. So so I'm kind of floating in and out of consciousness. And then now all of a sudden, I hear a blow dryer. I'm like, now I know it's like 5 a.m, and I'm half asleep, but I'm trying to figure out what on earth is the Sheik blow drying. Like, he shaves his body, shaves his head, and I'm laying in bed. And I'm tired. I'm irritated. But I'm like, and obviously it's the Iron Sheik. He's a vet, right?
Yeah.
I'm a greenhorn. It's not a whole lot I can say. This is the way it is. But I'm like, I gotta see. I gotta know what the hell is he blow drying in there, right? So I get up out of bed, and the door was open, but it was like kind of shut, but it was open. So I pushed the door open, and he's standing in the mirror, his head's cocked back, and he's got a brush and the blow dryer, and he's doing his mustache. He's blow drying his mustache straight. He's like, hey, Papa, do you need to go pee? I'm like, no, Sheik, I'm just wondering what the hell you're in here blow drying. Daddy, I got to make the mustache. It'll look perfect. Huh? He's just blow drying it, and then he twists it all up. And he's like, Papa. It's like, oh my gosh. I was like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I know I don't have any money. I'm broke as hell. I said, but I will never I can never room with him again. Like, I got absolutely zero sleep. I didn't have any, like, I didn't have any, like, buzz or anything to help me go to sleep, right? Because I couldn't afford any booze. But yeah, so it just went on and on. That was the longest night, I think, one of the longest nights I ever spent just listening to the Sheik do Hindu squats. And man, it was snow outside. It was so cold. And to get waking, to wake up like that, like, and we're not talking like we're not at a Hilton or a Marriott.
No, this is a Mosey Wozy.
Yeah, we had a Mosey Wozy.
Yeah.
We're at a Days Inn.
Doors on the outside.
Yeah, the sheets, like, they're so thin, they only got one side to them, right? It's just like,
Yeah.
And you can't wrap up enough to get warm. And that cold West Virginia air blowing through there.
You probably had just a radiator, in that type of hotel room too.
And it
took forever.
couldn't do the job.
Yeah.
It couldn't beat the air that was outside coming in.
Yeah.
It was
Much less
miserable.
when the sliding glass doors
wide
open on you.
Like the curtains are flapping around.
Now, did anybody else that you were on the road with or anything, did they also stay with Sheik that had a similar crazy
Oh yeah,
stories?
when I tell the story, they no, we don't room with you don't room with Sheik. No, are you
Terrible
crazy?
idea.
That was an awful idea. What are you thinking, Greenhorn? Well, thanks for giving me the heads up.
And you're in a situation where, this is the guy that, former world champion.
No, yeah.
He wrestled Hogan in one of the biggest matches ever.
Yeah.
And he's a legit
Shooter.
tough guy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't.
Yeah, no, it's
You're on your P's and Q's
even
the
if
whole
that.
time.
No, even if he, even he wasn't a shooter, it was still like it's just the way it was. You paid respect to your elders, and again, I'm kind of in a financial situation where I can't be too choosy about who. I got to have somebody help me make, split these costs.
And what's funny is back then those rooms were like $20-$30 a night too.
But yeah, they weren't.
And it was still like, I need
help. Right? You had to think like because you had to pay for your rental car. You have to pay for your food. You have to pay for your hotel. The only thing back then they took care of were your airline tickets. So everything else comes out of your pocket.
Which meant they didn't put you on a plane very often.
Well, they did enough. But, it was rough, man. It was
little Sheik and the Mosey was.
I told years later. I remember telling him the story. He's, I remember, Baba. Yes, Sheik and Baba had to get his workout. Like at 4:30 in the morning, you got that's the best air.
I tell you what, Sheik on Howard Stern was some of the best.
Get him on
stuff.
a rant. Get him on a rant about something. That's comedic gold, which obviously Stern understood because
Stern had that guy that was the fake Hulk Hogan would call in.
Yeah,
and she thought it was Hogan, and he would just
go off on him. Yeah. Oh, but we did. Brian Adams and I did that years ago. He called. So Brian was doing we were living. I was in Texas already. Brian was still in Florida, and Brian had kind of started doing somebody's morning show there locally. Like they did like a wrestling deal, and Brian would go on. And I remember because I was in a limousine going from my house to is it Bliss, Fort Bliss right outside
El Paso?
No. Fort. What is the Fort?
Hood?
Fort Hood. Sorry.
Yeah,
yes, it was
near
Fort
Austin
Hood.
here. Yeah.
So the first guys coming back from Iraq.
Yeah.
Were coming in, and so the WWE did a really big deal where we had a big meet and greet and autograph signing and all that going on, right? This is our own rib to the guy that's running the radio and then all of his listeners.
Yeah.
So Brian does an incredible Tiger Chung Lee impersonation, right?
Mark, of all of our sponsors, we probably get more responses for Bluechew than any other.
Yeah.
Guys, have a better time in the bedroom with Bluechew. Bluechew is the original brand offering chewable tablets that make all your bedroom activities just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Such as?
Well,
Oh.
You know.
No, okay. No details. Okay.
Yeah, you know what Bluechew can help out
I got you.
with.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you know what it can help out with. Bluechew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
What are
They
they
stepped
thinking?
up their game in 2025.
What are they thinking?
Oh, I have no idea. But all I know is they're not stopping until every creature of the night is,
Firm.
stiff. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days in discreet packaging, by the way.
Yeah. So that's
That's
important.
key.
Yeah, it
That's
is
key.
important.
You don't want the neighborhood Karen walking by going, "What's that on their front porch?"
Then they're looking it up and then they're talking
Maybe
about
Karen's husband needs some Bluechew and work her out. Bluechew tablets are made right here in the USA. God, I love an American-made company. And prepared and shipped directly to your door. Once again, discreet packaging. You can take them anytime, day or night, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever you want. It's part of my daily vitamin regimen.
You snack on Bluechew?
Snack on Bluechew. So you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
See, I see what you did there.
Best part, it's all done online, nice and easy. You're not having to go to a doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Yeah, nobody wants to get their steroids for their wiener at a pharmacy.
No.
Does it work? Well, creatures of the night, find out for yourself and get a month free. If you don't, you could be missing out on the best time of your life. Bluechew will not stop until every man is bricked up. Boom. Boom. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month free of Bluechew. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Bluechew for sponsoring 6 Feet Under. So go to bluechew.com and chew it.
And do it.
That's right. Thank you, Bluechew, for sponsoring 6 Feet Under.
Well, he worked with him in Portland.
Yeah.
And then I can do a pretty good Tommy Rich.
Okay.
So Brian has convinced this DJ in Tampa that he's going to call Tommy Rich and have I guess there was a shoot deal there where one of them owed one of them money.
Okay.
But they think they're actually getting Tommy Rich, and it's me.
Oh my
And me and Brian have set this up, right? Now we completely we do it all off the cuff, but we've set up the angle. So I'm in the car. I've got 2 hours to ride in the car, and so he I think I think we could text back then, but anyway, he let me know he was about to call, right? And so I'm in the back of this limousine. This driver must have thought I'd lost my mind, but anyway, I answered the phone. Hello. So Brian do it. You're no good a son of. You owed me the money. You saw it. I'm like, hey, is it the Tiger? I told you I don't owe you no damn money. So we get into this argument, right, about money or something like that. And we've got this whole audience convinced that it's Tiger Chung Lee and Tommy Rich having this argument on the radio. And we never smartened them up. Like, we went on for like 40 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Of us going back and forth. And you're sorry and no good a son of a. I tell you what. I said, hey, you. Hey, I whoop your ass if I see you. My damn. I don't give a damn. I got to feed my babies.
I feed my babies. Tommy Rich is so good.
Oh my God! And so it goes on and on. Yeah, we never let him off the hook. Finally, I hung up. I just hung up. Right. So that was me ribbing Brian because Brian wanted to let him off the hook. Right, and I just hung up.
You just hung up.
Yeah, and wouldn't answer the phone.
Nobody actually knew.
Yeah, so no one ever knew. We did the same thing. We did the same thing at WrestleMania 7. My first WrestleMania, right? So we, it was me, Brian Adams, and Barry Darsow. So on Saturdays, so the pay-per-views back then, premium live events, were on Sunday.
Yeah.
And we would do our pre-tapes and everything on Saturday, like all our interview segments and everything else, and then they'd edit them and then put them in the show live.
Yeah.
So we go and do our stuff on Saturday, and like we finish up like 2-3 hours before we thought we would be done, right? And all of our wives are there. My birthday, and I should probably leave this part of the story out. Anyway, so we finish up early, and like, dude, what are we gonna do? Like, we didn't want to go back to the hotel, right? So we go to the hotel across the street, which is where they put all of like they used to have before Access and all the big. All the fans would come in and they would put them in this hotel. So, but it was LA, so everybody's out. So we go to the hotel lobby and we start drinking. At the end of my career, I wouldn't have dreamt about getting hammered the day before.
No.
But 1991.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there drinking at the bar, and then the manager comes up and he goes, "Hey, there's a lot of fans starting to filter in. We have a private bar that we're going to send the bartender up with you on the top of the hotel." I was like, "Oh, that's great." So we go up to this private bar upstairs. There's nobody there. There's nobody in. And this guy's just serving the three of us drinks. And we're throwing them back, and cutting up, carrying on. Well, it gets really busy downstairs. So the manager calls up and tells the bartender he's got to come down and work downstairs, basically leaving the three of us with a full bar. You know where this story goes, right?
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah. So we're about an hour and a half in, and we are lit. I mean, we are just tore up. And we get the bright idea that, so Brian Adams has spent quite a bit of time working for Don Owens in Portland. So, so he kind of knew, I think he might have even been still living in Portland at the time. So he knew that Lynn Denton, who was the grappler, had just got there and taken over the book. So anyway, so again, he does his Tiger Chung Lee impersonation, right? And so he's filling me in on the backstory, how much heat Tiger has with Don Owens and the territory.
Okay.
Like Don Owens said he would never book Tiger there again, right? So Brian calls Lynn Denton as Tiger Chung Lee. Hello, is this Lynn? Yeah, this is Lynn. Lynn, this is a Tiger. I was maybe thinking, maybe I could come in, maybe I'll start work. I don't do a good Tiger, obviously, but now Lynn knows that is a no-go with Don, right?
Yeah.
There's no chance in hell that he's going to book him. And he's trying to like get Tiger off of the phone without actually telling him there's no way in hell. He's like, well, you know what? I got a booking meeting with Don. I'll bring it up and see, what we got, what we got available and who we got coming in and got going out. And he goes, okay, well, you tell him that I'm gonna need like $800 and part of the book. Like he's going to want an $800 guarantee, and he wants part of the book, right? So he's like, well, Tiger, I don't know. I'm gonna be able to do all that, right? And he goes, no, you tell that no good as son. Don Owens, and he'll owe me for making his territory good. And so Glenn is just playing along, and he goes, well, I'll talk to him, and we'll see what we can do. So he hangs up, right? And so we're laughing. Oh, we're laughing. So we drink a little bit more, and so then we come up with a bright idea. I'm gonna call him back as Tommy, right? So I call back, call him up, answers, hello. Hey, baby. Hey, it's Tommy. Hey, Tommy, how you doing, man? Hey, man, I'm in a bad way down here, brother. Hey, man, you think you guys might be able, you may get me a starting date? Hell yeah, Tommy, man, we get so he's all on board, right? He's like, hell yeah, when can you get up here? Hey, baby, and it's gonna take me a couple weeks to get up there, but I gotta do something with my babies, and I gotta make sure mama's all right. But hell, I could be up there. I could be up there 2 weeks. He's like, hell yeah, man. He goes, I'll tell Don, man, we got you a starting date. And then Tommy's like, hey man, I'm gonna need me about $800. He goes, well, I mean, business isn't real great, but we'll do what we can. And he goes, hey, and what do you think, man? You need any help with that book? And he was like, well, yeah, I mean, I always need help. I'll talk to Don. We'll see what, he is like doing everything he can to get Tommy up there, right? So I'm about to lose. I am about to completely lose my and fall out laughing. I'm like, all right, baby, I'll see you in a couple weeks. And I hang up, right? Like I'm supposed to let him off the hook.
Yeah.
Again, I'm supposed to, no. Because I'm about to start laughing, I just hang up the phone, and Brian's like, dude, you got to let him go. Because I just got Tommy Rich booked in Portland. So anyway, so now we're laughing, and now we are lit. So we're sitting there thinking, Brian goes, I'm calling him back. I'm calling him back because I found out. So Brian calls Lynn Denton back as Tiger again.
It's not let up the gimmick.
Yeah. He calls, Lenny, you are no good as somebody. Why you hide at a rotten Tommy Rich and you want to hire Tiger? What? Oh, what Tiger? Look, you got heat. You got now he's trying to throw the heat back on Don, right? Like, Don, you got a little bit of heat with Don. I don't know what if I can get and Daddy's a boo. You gonna try?
And you three are just sitting at a bar,
we are sitting hammered out of our minds, and Barry Darsow I think he's actually pissed himself at this point because he can't control. I mean, because he knows all the players too, right? And finally, we ended up letting him off the hook, and he was like, "Oh, man, you guys are f***ed up, man." Like I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do. I'm glad I hadn't called. I was just about to call Don and tell him I had Tommy coming in, at a starting date.
And this is all the night before.
This is all before the night my first WrestleMania, WrestleMania 7.
You decided to get hammered drunk and play pranks on people.
Yes. And then we decided, maybe we should go back to our own hotels, which was not a real popular idea. There were some unhappy folks.
Yeah, I would imagine
at the hotel because we ended up being, I don't know, we were two hours later than what we thought we were going to be. Yeah, so we basically killed 5 hours at the bar at the hotel across the street.
Should never be left alone, unsupervised.
No, back then, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, no. Being left alone unsupervised was a bad.
Brian was a very bad influence, man.
Brian was.
Yes, he was so bad.
Yeah, you were a good guy.
I was this wholesome dude, right? I just just loved the business and wanted to do best I could. You know, I treated my body like a temple.
Yes, you did. All right, yeah. I think you just tried to water the plants on your body as much as possible with Jack Daniels.
But man, oh my goodness, I got so many good stories with Brian, things that we did.
Well, Mark, we're halfway through this episode.
You know what that means?
The only way to get through it is some first form energy.
Yep. So we are the only ones not asleep.
Oh, man. Well, first form energy, got a little screaming freedom here.
Oh, man.
If you guys want to be able to make it through the rest of this episode, crack open a first form and get some energy with us, because that's the only way we're going to finish this episode out, I think.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good, man.
Yeah, they're all good. Thank you, First Form, for sponsoring 6 Feet Under.
We were in this loop with, it was just me and him, but we were like in Alabama, Mississippi. So all the towns we drove, like there was absolutely no flying, but we had like 5 or 6 dates. And I remember we were at TV. We did TV. We went home, and then we were going to start this loop in Alabama. And I remember Paul coming up to us, and he was like, "Now look, my cousin is going to be on the loop with me, and I'd appreciate it if you guys didn't embarrass me."
That's the dumbest thing he ever did.
Ever.
Dumbest thing he ever did.
And we're like, Paul, well, I'm just telling you, he thinks I'm a pretty big deal, and I don't need you to making him think anything different. Oh, Paul, I'm insulted.
Would never embarrass you.
Absolutely not. That is so bad. I can't believe you. He's like, damn you. I'm like, Paul.
He knew before.
He knew. So anyway, so I used to carry a little pocket recorder. Like it had the little mini cassette, maybe before your time.
Oh, I remember those, yeah.
So, but like if I had an idea for a promo or something, because I would never remember it. And couldn't write it down while we were driving, so I'd pull this thing out and I would talk into it. Well, I must have did that. And Brian asked me, like, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, this is my idea recorder." He was like, "Oh, okay." So we're driving along. So we start taking like the songs from the theme songs, like for the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
And we start changing all the words and making it about Paul Bear. And I'm talking about that there is no bottom to that we are saying and singing. Now, granted, this is 2 6'8", 300+ men driving down the road singing into a microphone.
So y'all were making TikToks before TikTok.
Yeah, without the video.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And trying to drive while crying, laughing so hard. I'm like, oh, there was... I'm trying to think. I actually have the tape in my safe at home. I have the.
When was the last time you listened to it?
It's been a while because I can't find anything to play it on.
Yeah, we need to find a recorder that one of the decks.
But, like there was one. Like we took the theme from Gilligan's Island. So sit right back and you hear a tale of a great big. Who was something like on this tiny ship and got his fat ass stuck. So anyway, so you get the gist, right? You get the gist of it. And so we did that. We did the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
We did. Oh gosh, there's a couple more that we did. But so anyway, we make sure we got to the building early, right? So we're always playing cards. So here comes the first day. The first day, now we've got this tape, and I've got the recorder sitting on the table, and we're playing gin, right? And here comes Paul and his cousin, and he's working and he's introducing himself to his cousin to everybody in the room, and I can see he makes from across the room. He's making eye contact with me, and I'm like, right? I'm like. So he reluctantly walks across the room, and he introduces his cousin to Brian. Brian, oh yeah, how you doing? I heard a lot about you. Well, and he goes, this is I think I'd actually already met him. So it
Okay.
was Brian. So, so we're making a little bit of small talk, and I just reach over and I hit the button. And it starts playing. Well, sit right back and you hear a tale.
Probably everyone at first is like, what?
Oh my gosh. He was so freaking, because his cousin like pops. Like he thinks this is the funniest that he's ever heard in his life. And the fact that we're laughing uncontrollably, Paul got he was so mad.
And Paul, all he wanted to do is impress his
he
cousin
was
and be the big guy in the room.
Big wig, and he had rented a big town car for the loop. I mean, he went all out, right? He's big wigged the whole day already, and then he just gets hammered as soon as he walks in the dressing room. And it went on for 5 straight days. We had a new song every day. Every day.
Y'all been recording these things.
On our trip from town to town. That's all we did. There were times that I actually had to pull the car over onto the shoulder
because you were going to wreck.
Because we were laughing so hard that I couldn't control the car. And we would sit there and we would write lyrics and two gigantic kids having the time of their lives. And it was all just for the payoff of embarrassing him at the end of the night, because we knew, he had to come in the dressing room. He had to come in, and every night.
You know what's funny is all the stories you talk about with Paul Bear, I feel like he could give it, but he did not like taking it.
He did not. No, he could dish it out. He did not. Like, it was under certain. I mean, there were certain. It just depended. It was important for him to bigwig for his cousin.
Yeah,
that was important to him, and he was just made the silly mistake of letting us know that was what he was doing.
It just seems like he was definitely a person that loved to dish it out, because he's done it to you so many times. But as soon as you would throw it back at him, his feelings would get hurt quick. He seemed sensitive.
He was sensitive. He was
the right word.
He was too mean to be that sensitive.
Yeah.
Because he had no bottom. Like, he had no bottom to where he would go.
You've told me some stories that can't be told. But
I would, yes. I would cancel myself if I told these stories.
Yes.
But
and yet as soon as somebody would do something to him, he just would get.
Oh man!
Yeah, you not pulling the car over for him to pee, things like that, and
it was so fun because you could see his face and his jowl. He had these jowls, right, and his face would just turn beet red first, and then you could just see him. He had this little mouth, and he'd be grinding his teeth, and he just wouldn't look at me. He'd go hours. He would drive for hours just without looking.
Would you just make little comments every now and then?
I would say the most abstract things. I would just say, just like nothing was going on. Did you see that bird?
Oh man, that's a funny billboard sign. Wow.
That was crazy. That was funny. And then take the radio off of country music, which was blasphemy.
Yeah, can't turn George Jones off.
No, don't turn off anything country. Or somebody would come on that, not George, well, even if it was George Jones, but they weren't even playing him on the radio then. But I remember he loved Reba McEntire.
Yeah.
And she would come on, and I'd just start dogging her. I'd just start dogging her for,
no reason.
No reason.
Because Reba's awesome.
Yeah, Reba's awesome. But I would just, because I knew how much he liked her. I was like, man, how is she over? I don't get it.
She's not that good.
She's I don't understand.
Good.
She's not good.
Yeah.
And you could just see him, he just wanted to retaliate.
Oh my gosh.
He's so good. But man, I got to get that tape. I got to find a recorder so I can play those tapes.
Yeah, we need to look up, there's got to be on eBay or something.
Somewhere.
Somebody's selling one on Facebook Marketplace or something.
Because I've kept these tapes for all these years.
You got multiple? You've still got multiple, or do you just have that one, you think?
There's the one that I know. I'm not sure what's on the other one. But because there's one night, so there's one where Savage actually gets in on the action.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
this is gold. You've got gold sitting in your safe.
But so this is the thing. We were somewhere up in Ohio, and we were going to Columbus, and somehow or another we ended up in Cincinnati because we were so engrossed in making this song, the three of us, that we missed and we ended up in the wrong city.
Mark, I like a little nicotine.
Do you?
Oh, you know me and cigars.
That's true.
Yeah, I like a little nicotine. And we got a new partner for 2025, NYKD.
Yes.
Pouches,
man.
They got the pouches. Much better than any ones that I've tried. And there's plenty of other competition. You know who that is out there. But if you're looking for a way to get your nicotine fix without smoking tobacco, because my wife absolutely hates when I go outside and smoke a cigar.
Really?
Yeah, because I come back in.
Oh, you smell.
I smell like an ashtray, and she can't stand it. So when I want that fix, and I want to keep her happy, maybe I'm on a plane ride, in church. I don't know. Throw one of these in.
Yeah, these aren't frowned upon like if you
No.
did,
Because this is just nicotine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a pouch and it's clean and it's.
And NYKD is super thin. You can barely see it when you put it in. This is the peppermint one here. It smells like something you open up in your car, and it's a nice, refreshing smell. They got like 10 flavors.
Yeah, I've got.
What you got there?
I've got the 6 milligram. What do we got here? We got
Berry lemonade.
Berry lemonade.
That's like a drink,
Right?
Berry lemonade.
It just looks happy.
Yeah, it looks happy. They've got them in 3, 6, and if you're a brave boy, 12 milligrams.
12 milligrams.
12 milligrams. I think 12 might be a little much for me. These are 6s that I got right here. 12 might be pushing it for old Matty B. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can handle 12.
Let's see.
Dude, if I did 12, I would say it'd be a bad day.
Bad day?
It'd be a bad day for old Matt. I'm not doing that. Also, guys, these things last up to 2 hours, and you can barely tell that I have it in. All right. So today, make the switch to NYKD nicotine pouches. You're gonna love these right now. Our listeners are creatures of the night. You get 35% off when you order through our exclusive URL. Go to NYKD Pouches.com/6 feet. Get 35% off. Special offer isn't just for your first purchase. You get to use it up to 3 times.
What?
Yep. This isn't just a one-time deal. Up to 3 times. Don't wait. You get 35% off now at NYKD NYKD.
That's an incredible deal.
Pouches.com/6 feet. That's NYKDPouches.com/6 feet. Now, just remember, NYKD products are only for adults of legal age, Mark, and every order is age verified. Don't be trying to sneak around out there. The product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. But if you don't want to smell like smoke and you're tired of dealing with tobacco, switch over to NYKD.
Clean alternative.
It's a clean alternative. NYKDPouches.com/6 feet. NYKDPouches.com/6 feet. They got all kinds of crazy flavors, 10 of them. Go check them out. Thank you, NYKD, for supporting the 6 Feet Under podcast. She wouldn't. You just couldn't pay attention enough.
No. And the funny thing is this was so Brian at this time was working with Doink.
Okay. Yep.
Right, and they were going to do something in the match. Brian was going to have another match, and Doink was underneath the ring. So back then, we hadn't figured things out back then. So whoever was going to be under the ring had to get underneath the ring before the audience come in.
Yeah.
Right. So initially, it was going to be like the first segment on the show, but we don't get there. We're late. We're late as hell because we're in a completely different city. So by the time they do the angle, and Doink comes out from underneath the ring, his makeup is melted off of him. He looks he does look like Krusty the Clown. I mean, he's so bad. But yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I got Mach on one.
You're sitting on wrestling gold right now.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, the world would. Well,
the
need
tapes.
to preview it first.
Yeah, I definitely have to preview it. But I think I don't even remember what we sang about. But yeah, Savage loved it, right?
I would imagine so.
Oh my God, he was like a little kid. Yeah, he was always so intense, right?
Yeah,
all the time. Yeah. But it was like he was a little kid again, riding with us, and just enjoying himself.
Yeah, and actually being able to be laid back a little bit.
And do something silly like that. Like I think he was just shocked that grown men did silly things like that.
Wildfire Tommy Rich, though, it reminded me, our buddy Paul Thigpen that owns the Chevrolet dealership. He had Wildfire Tommy Rich come out and do like a meet and greet at his car dealership like years ago.
I'll be there.
Yeah, right there in Vidalia, Georgia. And,
that's Tommy Rich country right there.
That's
man.
I mean that's his neck of the woods, right? Yeah. And Cody Martinez was the videographer and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah," he goes, I got to hang out with Wildfire Tommy Rich. I went and picked him up, brought him over to the car dealership. He's like,
"Hi, baby." Hey,
Cody said he's as country as turnip greens.
Yeah. Hey, baby. Hey, let's stop at that store right there. Let me get me a 6.
He called everybody baby.
Hey, baby. I mean, he cut this promo with Gordon Soley. He cut this promo. He goes like Gordon Soley, Tommy, I think you need to see a doctor. Doctor? Hell, I am a doctor. Bleeding, like, I mean, that was his thing. Like, Tommy started bleeding on the way to the ring.
Yeah.
Right? He was like Chuck Wepner. Tommy was always bleeding.
There's a famous match with Tommy Rich, though, that
It's probably with Flair.
God, I can't remember what.
No, he has a good with Buzz Sawyer, too. Him and Buzz had some good ones.
There was one with you and him that's on the internet, I think.
Me and Tommy?
I think so. I can't remember, because we pulled up, because we were talking about it at work, and everybody, all the reps and stuff were like, you know, who's Tommy Rich and stuff, and we pulled it up, and we ended up like sitting there and watched like a match.
That would have had him in WCW.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was you and him against each other in WCW. And but yeah, it was on YouTube or whatever. It's like, yeah, this is Tommy Rich. I was like, this is what I remember watching when I was a kid. This guy was like Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich could go though. I mean,
no, dude, as a man, he was as a babyface, dude.
Yeah.
He started. Man, he could sell. That was like. He could sell. That was his deal.
Yeah.
He'd sell and he'd get to that big comeback, that fiery comeback.
Yeah.
And it never failed, man. I mean,
the crowd loved it every single time.
every time
the pop was always there.
That blonde hair and that blood.
Oh yeah. There's something special about having that blonde. If you got blonde hair,
bleached
like
blonde
them,
hair and blood, brother.
Yeah.
That's
you're gonna,
a winning combination.
You're gonna make some money right there. I guess since we've gone down this path today, and you're wearing a Roddy Piper, shirt, I need a Roddy Piper story.
Roddy Piper story.
Yeah. Now you've told one before. I'd love to hear something maybe a little bit different where Piper didn't want to go to court. So.
Yeah. Well, so Piper, Piper was he was a wild card, right? Like he was. I remember I was just getting hot. The Undertaker thing was really starting to take off. I tell you exactly where it was at. It was in the hotel, the Marriott Hotel in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
And he was letting me know. He's like, you need to make your play right now. He goes, you're the hottest thing. You're the hottest thing in the company right now. You need to hold Vince up for money. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, I'm still in debt from getting in this business.
I'm just happy I got a paycheck coming in at this point.
Yeah. And he goes, no, I'm telling you right now. He says, right now you get anything you want. He said, you're the hottest thing in the company. And I'm like, and I forgot to leave one important part out, that there was probably some white substance involved in his thinking, and we're stuck on an elevator.
You're stuck
on an elevator.
Just you and him.
Just me and him. So I can't. There's nowhere I can go.
There's no escape.
And it's Roddy Piper, and I'm again still a greenhorn. He's telling me, and he's in an uncomfortable space. My space.
He's close.
He's very close.
Yeah.
Because he's really passionate about what he's saying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's basically telling me
that's the only way to get it across is if he's, a half an inch.
He's like, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's like, you got all the power right now, man. You got it. You got it, man. You got it. I'm like, okay. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like I do. I do. I kind of.
I just want to pay my credit card off.
I like being able to not worry about whether or not my credit card's going to get denied.
Yeah. I just want to be able to know that I can buy dinner tonight. And
I bought a couple drinks tonight.
And Piper's another one of those guys that, when you talk about Mount Rushmores and stuff, I don't know if he's necessarily a Mount Rushmore guy. Man, he's got to be in the conversation because I think he's just an amazing worker.
Yeah, incredible heel. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
And people I just don't think he gets his due like he should, in my opinion, from a lot of people. Because
I think people
like
forget. There's just certain people, guys, that were so significant to the business that people kind of, they think more about maybe the guys that they worked with.
Yeah.
But man, his contributions were crazy,
real,
and what a good heel. I mean, that was just
like when you go back and you watch what he could do on the mic. I think people remember what he could do on the mic more than anything, but his in-ring work and how significant he was WrestleMania 1.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for him to be the guy for WrestleMania 1, there's a reason why he was put in that position because of how good he was. And I just think people forget about Piper a lot when they start thinking about the greats and the guys that what they've done. And I'm a huge Piper fan. So he's his promos were. Yeah, and he was good as a commentator as well. I mean,
it was so funny. They would give him notes.
And he just
he just totally do what he wanted to say what he wanted to say.
He was just a wild card, huh?
Yeah, he was a wild card. You just never, but it worked. He was always on.
Yeah, I loved him. I love a midnight snack.
What do you got?
And my favorite is eating cereal late at night. I know it's one of yours.
Yeah, it is the best.
Yeah,
yes.
And I don't want to feel guilty when I'm doing it and everything, but I don't feel too guilty when I'm having some Magic Spoon late at night.
How could you? 0 sugars, only 4 net carbs, 13 grams of protein. You're doing a body good, brother.
Oh, it tastes so good. I love Magic Spoon.
The high protein, keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, wheat free, naturally flavored, totally delicious, childlike cereal for grown-ups.
That's what it is. Every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs, so you can feel good about what you're eating. The most popular flavors are fruity and cocoa. That's what we've got.
That's what we got, baby, right there.
And there's so many more. Also, they got treats. We're all out of our treats.
That's how good they are.
This is our snacks around the studio. The Magic Spoon brand new treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. And for the first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter. Which is this one here, and that's probably the reason why there's no more left in the box. Magic Spoon, we need some more. So, for our listeners, you creatures of the night, get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/6feet. Or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/6feet for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. Hold on to your Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon, thank you so much for sponsoring the 6 Feet Under podcast and making a delicious product. This episode was supposed to be us doing some Q&As, but it ended up turning into story time. I think it worked,
man. I think this is what people have actually, I think that was what they've been waiting for, actually.
They've been wanting some stories like that. And, thanks to, this episode's definitely been, brought to you by Roots of Fight because that kind of spawned the story
the whole
series.
Story series.
Starting with Iron Sheik and... we've got to get a record. We got to get a deck to be able to play those tapes.
Man,
that's going to be that might be my mission.
That might be your mission
this weekend is find one of those.
If they're still good, that was just comedy gold, man. Or it was at the time. I mean, it was.
I hope we can find something like that, and I hope that the tapes still work because, I just think it would be pretty cool to be able to, like hear Brian's voice again and be able to, that's definitely going to take you back to that car and riding with him. And that'd be fun.
That would be good for a minute until I start crying.
We won't do that. We won't have the cameras on. How about that?
We got to keep you. Yeah,
we got to keep you. Your gimmick going here. Yeah. Undertaker doesn't cry.
As much as I've tried to kill it.
Crying might be the one
that would do it.
Yeah.
I would have ruined my own childhood.
Yeah. You almost did it at the Hall of Fame. We can't.
Yeah, I got danger close there. Didn't I?
We gotta keep it together. At least here we can edit things and cut it out.
That's true. But everything finds its way
It
somewhere.
figures out.
Yeah.
Dalton's got a secret camera around here somewhere recording.
I know.
But
Dirty dog.
well,
Wrap it up, dude.
great episode. I just want to say thank you to our sponsors once again. We got Nicked, Bluechew, Happy Dad, First Phorm, keeping our energy levels going through these episodes. And most of all, thank you to the fans. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, whatever you want to do. Just keep coming back.
You're doing a lot of fan suck up this year so far.
Doing a what now?
A lot of fan suck up.
Well, yeah. I mean,
is that what you do?
I love the fans. They don't love me, but I love them.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
That's all it is. They don't love me, but I love them.
Like a martyr.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Mark, let's get out of here, bud.
Peace.